As the crisp autumnal weather descends upon the farm, it's the perfect time to...
That CAPEtember is back for a second year.
Okay, this may be complete folly, but could I spin, weave, and sew a cloak in a month? I'm going to need some wool. Shannon Makes is hosting CAPEtember again this year. It's a make-along for capes, cloaks, ponchos, and the like. I'm using this as motivation to try something I've been wanting to do for a long time, to make a cloak from wool grown on my farm. To do this in a month while making YouTube videos about it is ambitious. So I'm dividing it into 3 tasks and 3 videos: spinning, weaving, and sewing. Each alone would take me about 40 days. Can I do it all in a month? Well, how hard can it be? I choose drum carding because it's fairly quick, and I want a semi-woolen yarn, as this Cotswold doesn't have a lot of crimp, and it can make a very dense wool when combed. That little bit of loft will make the cloak warmer and more comfortable and lighter, which is exactly what I'm going for. Although it is going to be tricky, as the staple length of the fibre is almost 10 inches. So I'm picking the wool apart carefully before feeding it into the drum carder. I also want to take extra care not to touch the fibres as it feeds into the machine. Otherwise, it will wrap around the liquor or smaller of the drums and not card properly. This pointy thing is a doffer, like to doff one's cap. It helps remove the fibres from the drum. Because the wool is so long, I'm having to take tiny bites, and even still, it's a challenge. Most of the main makers of drum carders put this board at exactly the perfect height so that if you draft or pull the bat downwards over this board, it comes off the teeth easily. Alright, this is good, but not quite there yet. I'm gonna put it through again. It is distaff time. I'm experimenting with staves in order to improve my skill with this tool. I'm using it for everything. The method hasn't changed much since the video I made at the start of the year, so let's use the footage from that to save on time. I lay the bat on the table, roll it up around the distaff, and then tie it with a ribbon. Simple, quick, and so much faster than how I usually spin from a bat, which is to divide it by hand into lengths, pre-draft, and then spin. However, with a distaff, I can spin right away and I don't need to worry about fibre management. I've decided to use singles, that's unplied yarn, for this project. I love working with singles, and mostly I choose this yarn because so many people say you can't. Although historically, hand-spun singles were the norm for clothing making. If it's good enough for my ancestors, it's good enough for me. noses! It broke! Since I am weaving with this yarn, I need to be conscious of how I make this join. If I wrap the new fibre around the old yarn, it will make a weak spot that will wear and break as warp. Instead, I fluff up the ends of the yarn and meld the fluffy ends together as it twists into yarn. But the yarn isn't done until it's finished. This technique is called blocking. Okay, with spinning and with any textile art that's been around a while, the names and words will change with place and time. There are a lot of ways to block yarn. They are all correct so long as they give you the desired result. And basically, they are all variations of drying under tension. The method I use here is common with production spinners today, especially when it comes to weaving, as it produces a much harder wearing yarn than just washing and waiting the skein to dry. Also redistributes the twist, which makes a more consistent and therefore easier to weave with yarn. When it comes to weaving, consistency counts more than perfection. Look at the difference blocking makes. The yarn is far better behaved and ready for weaving. This is perfect. There is about 1 kilo left to card and spin, so at least another 25-30 hours. I'll see you later this month with a weaving update, but in the meantime, please let me know some suggestions for a cloak or cape pattern that would match well with this yarn. And don't forget to check out some of the other CAPEtember projects by clicking on the hashtag in the description. I'll see you soon for weaving updates. You wish me luck. What have I committed to?